So rumor has it that AMS is the best iRacing league out there. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to check you guys out. But best of luck anyway.
Yeah. AMS, best league on iRacing. So you guys should let me join. I can't believe you haven't invited me yet. Unbelievable.
All the best on AMS Racing.
Thanks, Roger.
What's up, guys? Alexander Rossi here. AMS is the best league on iRacing. Good luck.
Good luck, Alex.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the RSR Network. It's the last race before the chase in the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. We find ourselves in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, Williams Grove Speedway. On tap for tonight is 50 laps. Drivers will be battling it out for the last win for bonus points towards the chase. Don't go anywhere. The green flag is just around the corner.
When I sat in the car, you always wonder what's it going to feel like. You know, it was my first time driving a mid-engine GT car. You know, my thoughts were, wow, this is really good for our first time in a car. I was really surprised by it. You're sitting low, you got the A-pillars at steep angles, the windshields at steep angles, you can see the fender flares. I think we have a chance to win. Everything's got to go right, but I think we have a car that can win the race or be on the podium. But can you imagine how cool that would be to go back 50 years later to the year and do it?
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back to the RSR Network and the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series here at Williams Grove. Let's get straight to your starting grid. A new face in first place on the pole. Jonathan Schwartz beating out Randy Arms, and he starts second. Starting third is Dalton Baldwin, and right next to him on the outside in fourth, Chris Ostrander. Starting fifth, Thomas Conetti. He sits second in the points, but that doesn't matter. The points are reset tonight. It's the last race before the chase. Starting sixth on the outside of Thomas is Big Michael Tan. And starting seventh, we've got Tim Sandlin. And starting eighth, next to him, John Joyce, but he doesn't look to be on the track. Car is still behind the wall. He has been having a lot of issues getting that car up on the track, Will, and it's been a tough season for John Joyce.
Yes, definitely. It's I mean, the fact of how underfunded that team is has been really showing the last several weeks, as they haven't been able to make it on track. It's really unfortunate that they come all this way and they're still having the issues like they are.
Now, I want to get, to the chase a little bit here. We run one more race with the late models here, and then the final four races are run with the sprint car. Randy Arms is in the points lead right now. It depends on how the race will play out here tonight. He will be in first place with 4 wins, and Dalton Baldwin with 3 wins. And those are the only fellas that have wins in the season here in the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. So those two right there, they got bonus points. But you got guys like Thomas Conhatty, Tim Sandlin, Big Michael Tant, Chris Ostrander. They're still looking for their first win here. And looks like Randy got a little into the wall there in pacing laps. Not sure if that's going to affect the handling of his car. But yeah, lots of opportunities here, Will, for some of these guys to pick up some bonus points to the start of the chase.
Yeah, it's definitely a really, really good time. Really just for a lot of these folks to just like power on and just get what they can get.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a great race here tonight. It's gonna be a little interesting to see how these cars handle here. It's very narrow with the straights, and same thing goes for the corners here. These cars like to turn, so when you're in the straight, it's gonna be very, very difficult to handle these cars. I think we're gonna see a couple wrecks here in the beginning laps.
Yeah, I think so, and I don't know. To anyone that's not familiar with dirt racing, I've done a few laps here, and I gotta say, pretty much this is about the dirt equivalent to Martinsville. So you can take that how you will.
See, we're ready to go green here. Pace cars and pace truck, green flags in the air, and we are racing here. The AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series at Williams Grove.
Oh, as we already have a bit of an incident, have a yellow flag out.
Yeah, I think that was Dalton Baldwin. He got a little hot there going into the corner. We'll take a look up on the replay. You see here at the start, Dalton Baldwin into the straight, digs it in there, gets into Randy, and his car goes sideways, and he collects a 73 of Chris Ostrander. So caution did come out for that.
Yeah, the good thing about it is
looks like
heavily damaged.
Had a bit of a mic issue there, Will. Cut out a little bit, but I think we got the gist of what you were trying to say.
Yeah, it looks like just a little bit of sheet metal damage on both the 4 and the 73 there.
You see the Jonathan Schwartz still in the lead. Randy Arms still has yet to make a pass on him. We didn't even get to the second corner till that yellow flag came out. So I think that's one guy we're going to be looking at. He's going to be up on the front, Jonathan Schwartz. He's really strong on the asphalt side of things, and I really haven't seen much of him here on the dirt side, so we'll see what he can do. Maybe he can pull out a win here. First victory. The AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series.
Yeah, and I will say Schwartz has been pretty quick so far in the is it 9? No, it's more than 9 weeks we've been running so far, right? I think so.
Yeah.
But in the time that we've been running so far, Schwartz has been good. He just hasn't been up there with Randy and Dalton and Stewart. So
this is the 8th race of the season.
Well, my math is horrible. But yeah, Schwartz has been pretty quick. He just hasn't been all the way quick, and it seems like he actually might be all the way quick tonight. As I gotta say, he had a great initial start. As pace truck's in, we're actually fixing to go back green here. Schwartz going to lead him down. Green flag's back in the air. Jonathan Schwartz leads him away.
Actually, Randy got a great start there as well. You see the experience there. Jonathan Schwartz gets up in that cushion, and Randy Arms take advantage going down the backstretch, and he is now in the lead. You see the types of speeds they're pulling here at Williams Grove. 130 down the front stretch. That's a lot of speed, and Jonathan Schwartz, he has got a handful right now. He's having some trouble handling that car.
Yeah, it seems like he's having trouble getting the car into a smooth sort of slide in the corners, but he's still up there. He's still quick. He's still in second spot, so.
And Dalton's right behind him in third place, that Ford Children's Dream Racers machine. You know, he's been pretty strong there, and he's whipping that car around, so I think it's going to be between these three right now until who knows if something happens. Maybe someone might get in trouble, or right now it's been a good race so far. See Tim Sandlin, he's in 4th.
Oh, hard hit for Dalton Baldwin to the inside wall, but he keeps going somehow.
Yeah, it looked like our cameras just caught it right at that moment that Dalton hit the wall there towards the pit entrance. Yeah, he's got heavy damage on that nose. His front clip is pretty much, it's really destroyed.
Yeah, and I think he's really losing the handle on the car as a result, because I've seen him the last 3 or 4 times he's gone in the corner and he's gotten it sideways, but he just hadn't been able to pick it back up like he was the start of this race.
Yeah, want to make a note here. Michael Tant, he's going to be put a lap down here shortly. He already is a lap down.
Yeah, Michael Tant's 1 lap down right now. He's about to go 2 laps down. Chris Ostrander is about to go 1 down. He's just in front of Randy Arms.
Yeah, Chris Ostrander in 6th place.
What I will say is this lap traffic is helping Jonathan Schwartz, as it's allowing him to close the gap to Randy Arms. Randy's having trouble getting by these lap cars here.
Yeah, you see the experience there of Randy Arms and Chris Ostrander, the inexperience of real-life dirt racing, and ooh, Chris gets into the wall, and Jonathan Schwartz been collected, no caution yet. Don't know how caution has not come out yet. He's trying to get that car back around. Finally, the yellow is out. Looks like he's stuck. He's trying to stay back on the lead lap. Randy Arms, being the gentleman he is, allowing Jonathan Schwartz to stay on the lead lap, but honestly, there was nowhere he could go. He needed to get that car turned around, so he got a lucky break there.
Yeah, that's one thing about these dirt cars, is they're designed to turn left and not much else. So if you're trying to turn right with them, you're pretty well going to have a bad time.
And
That's the best way to summarize that.
And we're looking on the replay here. And take a look at it again. We saw exactly what happened. It was on our cameras, and there's Chris Ostrander getting into the wall, and nowhere for Jonathan Schwartz to go. It's really hard to maneuver these cars, especially down straights like that. So, nothing really much he could do there. They do have fast repairs, so they can go into the pits and get a brand new car. I believe they have 3 of them, so I'm pretty sure he's going to come down pit road, and as well as Dalton Baldwin, because he had a lot of damage. No, they're staying out. I'm actually shocked by that move. Dalton has a lot of damage on that Ford Children's Dream Racer machine. See Jonathan Schwartz. Okay, he was stuck behind the pace car, so he was, and he hits the wall there, trying to get his lap back. I mean, a lot of these cars have damage. It's going to be interesting to see if they do have some overheating problems, but the pace truck is going to be in. We're going to be green flag racing here momentarily. Randy Arms in the lead. He's on the gas. Green flags in the air. We are back to racing here at Williams Grove. Forgot where we were at.
Well, at least you didn't say Pocono. Calling Matt Egan. Oh, Dalton really sends it in. Oh, he makes contact with Randy Arms.
Yeah, he's saying hello, and Randy, he gets a little out of shape there. Hits the wall open. Oh, he planted some corn on Randy Arms, and Randy got away with that one. And Dalton Baldwin, that one really hurt him. He finds himself in a hornet's nest with Chris Ostrander and Thomas Conheady, but takes advantage of that, and luckily he's still in 3rd place.
Yeah, that was a hairy moment there for Dalton. He's out of everybody that has been running this dirt series, I will give the cojones award, I suppose I should call it, to Dalton Baldwin, because there is nobody else that will send a car in like Dalton Baldwin will.
You know, I think, you know, on the side, you know, what he does in real life, he you know, gets on the tractor and, you know, he just planting them corn stalks, you know, up and down. So once you do that, you know, you have the experience, and, you know, he wants to win here tonight, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I mean, he's trying. He's no doubt trying. That was a really gutsy move on Randy that he pulled a few laps ago.
As he's trying to get close there to Tim Sandlin, slides it there through the inside, but Tim gets a great run coming off the corner, is able to hold off Dalton Baldwin for the time being. See, Dalton swings it in there, and looks like he's gonna take it this time going into turn 1, and he does.
Yeah, meanwhile, also a little deeper in the pack, we just had a pass to get into top 5. Jonathan Schwartz is now up to 5th ahead of Chris Ostrander. Made a really good move on the outside. Actually even got up in the jumped the cushion a little bit, but was somehow able to make it stick up there and get on around. And right now he's dealing with the lapped car of one Michael Tant.
You know, one thing that bothers me looking at these cars, they have that nose damage, and there's no nose on it. And, you know, obviously, you know, they're not pushing, you know, for the aerodynamics, but, you know, every little bit helps. But I'm wondering how these cars are handling with the damage that Dalton Baldwin and Jonathan Schwartz have on their cars. So we're halfway here at Williams Grove, the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series here on the RSR Network.
And stepping back a second to the talking about the nose damage, I actually feel like that would probably be a bit of a hindrance here, as it would loosen the car up. Just thinking about how downforce and everything works. You'd probably have a lot more rear grip on these things the way the suspensions are set up, and you'd lose a lot of that front grip, so you'd probably be a lot more prone to getting the rear end to step out.
Oh, we have a caution. Chris Ostrander looks to have turned his machine. We're going to take a look here on the replay. He's all alone, and he just couldn't quite get it turned all the way, and he hits the tire barrier there. Quick heads up play by Randy Arms by making sure he does not get into that 73 and getting damage to his number 8 machine.
Yeah, that really sucks for Chris, as he'd been running pretty decently tonight. Had a good run going, and it looks like he just scrubbed off a little too much speed, and the car just didn't want to respond like he'd hoped.
See, I think Dalton Baldwin and Jonathan Schwartz, they have got to be coming down pit road this time. They do have the available fast repairs, and I would imagine that they would come down and take one of those repairs. Dalton looks like he is staying out. Schwartz is coming in. Smart man. See if we can get a driver interview up here. Randy Arms and the number 8. This is KT up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, KT.
You're leading the race once again. Your car seems pretty clean, and we saw that you got into the wall on the pace laps there, but you've been pretty much out in the lead. How do you feel?
We feel pretty good so far. Didn't get hardly any practice laps, so just trying to learn the track as we go here. Dalton, he started to gain a little bit there on me in the last couple laps of that run, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here. He's usually pretty good on the restart, so I feel like if I can keep the lead here in the first lap or two, the start, we'll be all right.
You know, if you look behind you, you know, you have Dalton Baldwin. His front nose is pretty much gone. Do you think like anything like that will affect the handling of the race car? And if it does, what does it do?
It might affect it a little bit. Probably, if I'd have to guess, probably make it a little tighter in the corners where it won't keep the nose down, you know, front downforce on the car.
Well, thanks for the insight, Randy. We're going to get you back down to the room. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, KT.
That was Randy Arms. Pace truck is in. Green flag will be in the air momentarily. Randy Arms is on the gas. And we are back to racing here at Williams Grove. See Dalton Baldwin, he comes flying in there, trying everything he can to get up to Randy. He knows Randy's fast.
Dalton had a bit of a run there. That was really close right there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't plant some corn there. He was coming in with full tractor, full mustache right there.
Yeah, sticking twin turbos on a Volvo right there.
And we have a caution involving the 9 car of Tim Sandlin. Looks like he just spun around all by himself. We're going to take a look here up on the replay. See him coming out of turn 2. Oh, and he caught that wall where it opens up there. And his car goes spinning. Thomas Conhead, he narrowly misses him. But Tim Sandlin bringing out the caution here on lap 34. So he's trying to get his car down pit road, but he's having some troubles.
Now, I will say one thing that's kind of surprised me is pretty much everybody has come in and taken that fast repair, with the exception of really 2 exceptions, Dalton Baldwin and Thomas Conhead.
Well, speaking of one of those drivers, let's see if we can get him up here. Dalton Baldwin, this is KT up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Man, you got a lot of damage. Have you ever thought about coming down pit road and getting one of those fast repairs?
No. I haven't felt like it's been slowing me down, so I figured I'd just ride it out.
You know, Randy did say, we interviewed him last caution, he did say he felt that you were faster on that last run, the past couple laps before that caution did come out. So, you know, you do have the speed, but man, you're just flying in there on those restarts on turn 1. It's quite a scene that you're putting a show up here.
Oh, hey, I'm just glad I'm giving everyone something good to watch.
Well, thanks for joining us. Looks like the lights on the pace truck are off, so we're going to get you back down in there and we're going to go back to racing.
Alright, thanks, bud.
Dalton Baldwin, everybody. Pace truck is in. Randy Arms, Dalton Baldwin, Michael Tant, your top 3. Green flag's in the air. And right behind Big Mike is Jonathan Schwartz, and he gets into the wall there on the restart. Chris Ostrander looks to the inside, but he plays it safe, and Tim Sandlin into the wall a little bit. Not going to be a caution here, but we're going to go back up to the front. Randy Arms and Dalton Baldwin. It's going to be these 2 drivers for this race.
Don't look now. Jonathan Schwartz just got up to 3rd spot.
Yeah, Jonathan Schwartz, he's going to need a lot because we're going to be about 11 laps at the line. And Dalton Baldwin almost gets into Randy. Didn't want to plant that corn that time, and he makes sure that he did not. But Jonathan Schwartz right behind Dalton.
And Schwartz is closing. I think he's gonna be able to get 2nd. I don't know if he's gonna get Randy though, not without another caution.
Who knows? We still might have that caution, but Dalton Baldwin has the fastest lap of the race with the 18.530. And the last lap, these guys have been running 18.8, 18.7, so that was a fast lap for him. Not sure when that lap was posted, but he sure is fast here tonight, Dalton Baldwin.
That was a very early lap out of Dalton. That was his 7th lap of the race.
So he almost clips that wall there, sends it high, Jonathan Schwartz, he's trying everything he can to get up to Dalton. This is going to be Randy Arms' race unless a caution does come out or if he puts himself into trouble. But he's taken off, and right now Michael Tant.
Oh! You got trouble in turn 4.
Dalton Baldwin. Gonna take a look on the replay here. Going to turn 3, sends it in, and he just loses it and hits the inside wall. Almost collects Jonathan Schwartz. Heads up move by him as well here today. See, I think this time now Dalton's going to come in and get that fast repair. There's no point in staying out with a damaged car like that. And we're going to have a handful of laps here, and the only person that's going to be in front of him if he pits is going to be the 73 car of Chris Ostrander if he doesn't pit. But if I was Dalton, I would come in and get a brand new nose. You're going to need that downforce that you were talking about, Will.
Yeah, I think so, although I gotta say it was interesting to hear from Randy, professional late model driver, compared to myself. I'm an amateur and I'm frankly brand new to dirt racing. His perspective on it, he says car's going to be tighter without instead of looser, which that also makes sense. Similar train of thought in that the front end won't be able to grip, but well, either way, interesting way to have seen it.
Yeah, Dalton indeed does come down pit road. He is going to receive his fast repair. I think this is going to be our last caution. I don't know. Jonathan Schwartz, he does not have a win. The only 2 drivers that have a win in the series so far this season is Randy Arms and the 4 of Dalton Baldwin. Jonathan Schwartz is going to be looking for that first win here tonight at Williams Grove. And right behind him, also looking for his first win of the season and in the series, Big Michael Tant in that 50 car. He's been lurking a little bit. Was a lap down earlier, but got one of those laps back, and he's been sitting there solid in the top 5. Pace truck is in. Randy Arms is getting ready for the restart. See Jonathan Schwartz giving a little bump there. Green flags in the air. We are back to racing. Randy Arms got a great start there.
And not a great restart out of Jonathan Schwartz. Great restart out of Michael Tant, but he's gonna push up in 1 and 2. That's gonna so we got a little bit of contact, but everybody keeps it going. Everybody keeps it going.
Yeah, it looks like that was Dalton Baldwin coming in full mustache, collecting Chris Ostrander. You see Dalton there sliding up, gets into Thomas. And there's your caution, and I believe this race is done. Dalton getting into the 7 car. Thomas Conheady, we're going to look at the replay here. See Dalton planting that corner right there, and boom, goes the dynamite. Tough break for Thomas. He's sitting second in the points, but that doesn't matter. The points will be reset after the race. And Randy Arms looks like he will collect his 5th win of the season. The AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. Indeed, it is going to end under caution.
Yes, as they're on the white flag right now. Randy is led, not quite flag to flag, but very close, and no doubt has most laps led, and that's... Oh, so we got a spin in the back. Thomas Conheady. I'm not sure. I think he might have just come up on the field and had to jam her down.
That flagman has the yellow and checkered flag waving in the air simultaneously. Randy Arms wins an anticlimactic Williams Grove AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. He is victorious. Get your final results up on the screen. In first, Randy Arms. In second, Jonathan Schwartz. In third, Tim Sandlin. In fourth, we got Big Michael Tant. And in fifth, Dalton Baldwin. In sixth, we got Chris Ostrander. And rounding out your field on the racetrack, Thomas Conheady. And scored eighth is John Joyce, who has been having trouble getting his car on the track.
And meanwhile, Randy is celebrating, throwing some dirt all up on the outside wall here, throwing some dirt in people's faces, which actually at a dirt track is a pretty good feeling, I gotta say.
Yeah, I love the taste of dirt. You know, it's really good. You know, sometimes it tastes like chocolate. Believe that. So, we're gonna be back with some driver interviews. Stick around here on the RSR Network in the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. We'll be right back.
Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. And I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is gonna be so fun. And it's gonna be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
Welcome back to the RSR Network, the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. Race at Williams Grove. We have your third place finisher, Tim Sandlin. We saw your car get a little bit around a couple times there, but you had a solid race finishing in third, and tell me how you feel.
Pretty good. I was holding down third there for a while and got into the wall on the back stretch and went to the back, but crazy restart at the end and was able to pick up a couple of spots.
No, 3 seems to be your lucky number a little bit here. I'll tell you why in a minute. You finished third today. Entering the race, you were third in points. But that all gets reset here starting next week. Do you think you can have a chance to maybe pull out a victory, maybe win this championship here now that the chase will start here next week?
Probably not. Randy and Dalton, pretty tough. Mike's fast. So just a third would be nice. I'll try for that.
So you're looking for a third place or a third position finish in the standings. And before we send you off and see you next week, is there anyone you would like to thank?
Yeah, thanks to AMS League, all the members, drivers, admins, and thank you for broadcasting.
All right, thanks, Tim. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it.
I wish we had our second place driver, but he booked it out of the media center. So we're going to get your race winner up here, Randy Arms. Finishing in first. It's your 5th win of the season. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good, actually, KT.
You were pretty much dominated the whole race. You didn't get that pole. I was watching your qualifying laps. You showed up late, so I'm pretty sure you didn't get much practice like you were talking about earlier. Jonathan Schwartz started on the pole, and you got around him fairly quickly, and after that, it was just you dominating the race. Now that the chase has ended, you are going to be leading the points. Well, you're leading right now, but points get reset. You have those bonus points due to the 5 wins you have this season. Talk about your season so far and how it's going.
It's when probably as good as I could have expected. There's been a couple races that I feel like we could have won, and either just couldn't get the track position or something like that. Really, now that we got to the late models, I feel the most confident. But all in all, the Legends cars, I wasn't a big fan there, but the street stocks and now the late models, I've had a lot of fun, and kind of curious to see what the sprint cars bring in here in a couple weeks.
You see, we have 2 more races left in the late model, then we flip over to the sprint cars. Do you think your championship hopes are going to be winding down a little bit, or do you think you can be competitive and maybe win some races towards the end of the season?
I think we definitely have a shot at winning. I know some of these guys, they like the sprint car the most, so it'll probably be more challenging than than what it was with, or how it's been with the late model. But I'm sure we'll be up front and we'll have a chance to win. Sprint cars, I mean, it's just if you touch each other, it usually doesn't turn out the best. So I mean, if you can just stay clean in them, I think you'll have a really good chance of winning.
Well, you make it 3 wins in a row here in the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series. Before we send you off, is there anyone you would like to thank?
Yeah, just want to thank Octane for helping me out and sponsoring the league. Cole, TC Logging, Jeff Warner, McDonald's. Thank the league for allowing us to run these races, and thanks to you for broadcasting it every week.
Congratulations, and thank you, Randy, on your victory here tonight at Williams Grove.
Thank you, KT.
This has been the conclusion of our broadcast here on the RSR Network and the AMS Octane Race Products Dirt Series at Williams Grove. I'm Kevin Trzynski, and alongside with me in the booth is Will Roberts. Good night, everybody.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.